Close your eyes and let your body become soft. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your hands rest gently. Let your breathing slow down little by little, as if your breath is matching the quiet rhythm of an old city waking beneath a golden sky. Tonight, you are not rushing. Tonight, you are not waiting for permission. Tonight, you are already there. You are in Florence, and this journey is not only something you dream about, it is something you are gently calling toward you. With every slow breath, you are allowing yourself to believe that beautiful places are not meant for other people only. They are meant for you too. The stone streets, the glowing windows, the soft morning bells, the warm taste of coffee, the golden river at sunset. All of it can belong to your life. So for now, you do not need to figure out how. You do not need to calculate, plan, worry, or prove anything. You only need to arrive. In your mind first, in your heart first, and one day, in your real life too. So breathe in slowly, and imagine Florence waiting for you. The morning begins in a room filled with soft, pale light. Not bright, not sudden, just a gentle wash of early morning gold slipping through linen curtains. The room is quiet, with the kind of stillness that only old cities seem to have before the day opens fully. Somewhere outside your window, a bicycle rolls over stone. A door closes softly. A distant church bell hums through the air, low and round, as if the whole city is breathing with you. You are lying beneath crisp white sheets, cool against your skin. The pillow is soft under your cheek. The air has that early morning freshness, touched with stone, coffee, and a faint sweetness from a bakery beginning its day nearby. You open your eyes slowly. There is no alarm rushing you, no heavy feeling of being late. Only Florence. Only this one beautiful day stretching before you. You sit up gently, letting your feet touch the cool floor. For a moment, you simply listen. The city is still half asleep. A few footsteps pass below your window. A shutter opens somewhere across the narrow street. A soft voice says, "Buongiorno," and another voice answers, warm and familiar. You dress slowly in comfortable clothes, something light and soft against your skin. You bring a sweater or a scarf, just enough for the morning air. You smooth your hands over the fabric, feeling ready, feeling calm, feeling held by the day. When you step outside, Florence greets you with stone beneath your feet. The street is narrow and quiet, with tall buildings rising on either side in shades of cream, honey, rose, and soft brown. The stones are worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. They are uneven in places, and you walk slowly, feeling each step connect you to something old and steady. The morning air is cool on your face. A small bar is already open on the corner, its warm light spilling onto the street. Inside, you hear the gentle clink of cups and saucers, the low hiss of steaming milk, the soft murmur of Italian voices beginning the day. You step inside. The space is small and welcoming. The counter gleams. Behind the glass, Golden pastries rest in neat rows, dusted lightly with sugar. The smell is comforting and rich. Espresso, warm butter, baked dough, a little vanilla, a little chocolate. You order a cappuccino and a cornetto. The cup is warm in your hands. You lift it carefully and take the first sip. The foam touches your lips like a cloud. Beneath it, the coffee is deep and smooth, warm enough to wake you, but gentle enough to keep the morning soft. You take a small bite of the cornetto. The pastry flakes delicately, buttery and light, with a tender sweetness that melts on your tongue. You stand there like a local for a few minutes, not needing a table, not needing ceremony. Just you, your coffee, Florence outside the door, and the quiet feeling that life can still surprise you. When you step back into the street, the sky has brightened slightly. It is not yet full daylight, but the city is glowing from within, like gold hidden under silk. You begin walking toward the heart of Florence. At first, the Duomo appears only in pieces, a curve of marble between buildings, a flash of green and white stone, a shadow of something enormous waiting ahead. Then the narrow street opens, and suddenly, there it is. The Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, the Duomo. You stop walking. You simply stand. The cathedral rises before you like something dreamed by the earth itself. Its marble facade is soft white, deep green and rose pink, patterned and detailed in a way that feels almost impossible. Every line, every arch, every carved figure seems to hold patience. Human hands once shaped this beauty slowly, piece by piece, year by year, believing that something magnificent was worth the effort. Above it all, Brunelleschi's dome rests against the morning sky. Warm terracotta, massive and graceful, strong but not harsh. It feels like the heart of Florence, steady and protective. You breathe in. The air here carries many layers. Cool stone, morning coffee, the faint sweetness of pastry, a whisper of candle wax from open church doors, a tiny trace of leather from a shop nearby. The city is waking, but gently. You walk around the cathedral slowly. You do not hurry. You let your eyes follow the details. The stripes of marble, the carved doors, the statues watching quietly from above, the soft shadows tucked into the architecture, the golden morning light sliding across the stone. Beside the cathedral, Giotto's bell tower rises tall and elegant. The baptistry stands nearby, ancient and quiet, its bronze doors glowing softly as the sun climbs higher. You place your hand for a moment on a cool stone wall nearby. The surface is smooth in some places, rough in others. It has held rain, sun, wind, footsteps, voices, celebrations, grief, prayers, and dreams. And now it holds one more quiet moment. Yours. You imagine yourself here, in real life, not as a visitor watching from far away, but as someone who belongs in beautiful places. Someone who is allowed to arrive, allowed to receive, allowed to stand beneath impossible beauty and feel peaceful. The morning continues slowly. You wander away from the Duomo into the smaller streets nearby. Florence does not unfold loudly. It reveals itself in corners, in wooden shutters, in flower boxes, in small cafes where spoons tap gently against porcelain, in the scent of fresh bread drifting from a bakery, in the curve of a stone archway catching the light just right. You pass a shop with leather bags hanging in the window. The smell is warm and earthy, rich and handmade. You run your fingers lightly over a display of small leather journals outside, feeling the texture under your fingertips. Smooth, soft, a little firm. You imagine writing in one someday, filling the pages with memories of places you once only dreamed of. A little farther on, you hear music. A violin. Not loud, just a few tender notes floating through the morning street. You follow the sound until you reach a small open square where a musician stands beneath a wall of honey-coloured stone. The bow moves gently. The melody rises and falls like breath. People pass by slowly, some pausing for a moment, some smiling as if the music has touched a private place inside them. You stay for a while. There is nothing to do, nowhere else to be. You let the music settle into your body. You let Florence become slower than your thoughts. Soon, the streets lead you toward Piazza della Signoria. The square opens wide around you, full of history, stone, and morning light. The Palazzo Vecchio rises with its tower watching over the city. The stones beneath your feet are warm now, where the sun has touched them. Sculptures stand in the open air like silent guardians of another age. You move slowly through the square, letting your gaze drift from one figure to another, from one arch to another. There is strength here, but also softness, a reminder that beauty can survive centuries, that art can outlive fear, that what is built with devotion can keep speaking long after the hands that made it are gone. You stand near the fountain and listen. Water spills gently. Voices move around you in many languages. A guide speaks softly to a small group nearby. Someone laughs. A camera clicks. A pigeon flutters from one stone ledge to another. The city is awake now, but you are still calm. You are not pulled into the rush of others. You are moving through Florence like water, gently, naturally, without force. Nearby, the Uffizi Gallery waits with its long, elegant courtyard, lined with columns and statues. You walk slowly into that space, where the stone seems to hold the footsteps of generations. Even before entering, you can feel that this is a place of looking deeply, a place where people come to stand before colour, form, myth, devotion, and human imagination. Inside, the air shifts, the sound softens. The rooms are filled with a museum quiet, the hush of people moving carefully, respectfully, almost dreamlike. Footsteps are muted, voices lower. Light falls gently over polished floors and painted walls. You walk slowly from room to room. You do not try to see everything. You let yourself be drawn. A painted face, a fold of blue fabric, a golden halo, a hand reaching, a soft landscape in the background of a scene. You pause before Botticelli's world of delicate figures, pale skin, flowing hair, wind, flowers, sea, and myth. The colours feel both faded and alive, like a dream remembered clearly after many years. You imagine standing here in real life, eyes resting on the painting, breath quiet, heart open. You do not need to understand every detail. You only need to feel. The grace of a line, the softness of a face, the patience of a brushstroke, the miracle of someone imagining beauty and making it visible. As you walk, you notice the textures around you, the cool air of the gallery, the smooth railing beneath your hand, the weight of silence, the golden warmth of old frames, the soft ache in your feet that reminds you this is real movement, real presence, real travel. Through a window, you catch a glimpse of the Arno River, Florence outside, shimmering. The river is waiting for later, but for now, you remain in the rooms of art, letting them pass through you like gentle light. After the Uffizi, you step back into the open air. The sunlight feels warmer now, touching your face and shoulders. The square is livelier, but not overwhelming. You are hungry in that pleasant travel way, where walking and beauty have made food feel like part of the day's rhythm. You find a small trattoria tucked into a side street. The tables are simple, the chairs are wooden. A few people sit outside under a soft awning, their glasses catching little sparks of light. You choose a table where you can watch the street. A server brings water first, cool and clear. Then a simple plate arrives. Maybe ribollita, thick and comforting, full of bread, beans, greens, and olive oil. Or a small bowl of pasta with a rich tomato sauce, glossy and fragrant. Or a plate of bruschetta, toasted bread rubbed with garlic, topped with tomatoes, basil, olive oil, and a pinch of salt. You take your time. The bread is crisp at the edges, soft inside. The olive oil is golden and peppery, leaving a warm little trace on your tongue. The tomatoes taste bright and sun-filled. The basil is fresh and green. The soup, if you choose it, is earthy and grounding, like something made slowly in a kitchen that knows how to comfort people. You hear forks against plates. A scooter passes in the distance. Someone nearby says grazie. A breeze moves along the street and lifts the edge of the napkin on your table. You eat slowly. You let yourself enjoy being cared for by the day. Not in a dramatic way, just in small ways. A warm meal, a shaded table, a glass of water. A city that asks nothing from you except your presence. After lunch, you begin walking toward the river. The streets narrow again, then gently open as you come closer to the Arno. The light changes here. It becomes wider, brighter, more reflective. You feel the openness before you fully see it. Then the river appears, smooth and calm beneath the sky. The buildings along the banks are warm shades of cream, ochre, and faded gold. Their reflections tremble in the water, gently broken by the movement of the current. The river does not hurry. It carries light slowly through the city. Ahead, the Ponte Vecchio stretches across the water. Old, beautiful, and unlike any bridge you have seen before. Tiny shops rest along it like little houses, their windows filled with gold, jewelry, and glimmers of light. The bridge feels like a street suspended over the river, a place between one side of Florence and the other, between morning and afternoon, between dreaming and believing. You walk onto it slowly. The stones beneath your feet are warm now. The shops glow softly on either side. In the windows, necklaces and rings catch the light. Gold flashes like tiny suns. A shopkeeper adjusts a display. A couple stands close together, looking at something delicate behind the glass. A child points toward the river through a gap between the buildings. You pause at an opening in the bridge and look out over the Arno. The breeze is soft here. It touches your face, your hair, your hands. You can smell the river faintly, mixed with warm stone, leather, perfume, and the sweet creaminess of gelato from somewhere nearby. You breathe in, and you let yourself feel the truth of this image. You are standing on the Ponte Vecchio. Florence is around you. The river is beneath you. The sky is above you. And your life is allowed to expand. Not all at once, not with pressure, but gently, like this river, moving steadily toward what is waiting. On the other side of the bridge, you enter Oltrarno, the quieter, more local-feeling side of Florence. The streets here feel softer somehow. Still beautiful, still old, but less polished, more lived in. You pass artisan workshops with open doors. Inside, someone works with paper. Someone shapes leather. Someone restores a frame with careful hands. The air smells faintly of wood dust, glue, wax, coffee, and sun-warmed walls. You stop for gelato, a small cup, maybe pistachio, creamy and nutty, maybe stracciatella, sweet milk with little shards of chocolate, maybe lemon, bright and cold. You hold the cup in your hand and taste slowly. The gelato is smooth, cool, and comforting. It melts gently on your tongue. You walk with it through the shaded street, taking small bites, watching Florence move around you in ordinary, beautiful ways. Laundry hangs from a window above. A bicycle leans against a wall. A woman waters a plant on a balcony. Somewhere, a dog barks once, then settles. Everything feels real. Not perfect, real. And that is what makes it beautiful. You continue toward Pitti Palace and the Boboli Gardens. The palace itself feels broad and strong, its stone facade textured and solid, like it has been watching the city for a very long time. Behind it, the gardens rise. You step into the Boboli Gardens, and the city begins to soften behind you. The air changes again. There is more green here, more space, more shade. The pathways are wide and quiet, lined with trees, hedges, statues, and old stone. The gravel crunches gently beneath your shoes with each step. The sound is steady and soothing, almost like a soft rhythm guiding you deeper into rest. You walk slowly uphill. Cypress trees point toward the sky. Leaves whisper overhead. Sunlight filters through branches and lands in broken golden patches on the path. There are statues tucked into corners, weathered faces, stone bodies, fountains, grottos, steps, terraces. The garden feels both designed and wild, both royal and peaceful. A place made for walking slowly, a place made for noticing. You find a quiet bench. You sit. For a few minutes, you do nothing. Your feet rest. Your hands relax in your lap. Your breathing becomes slower again. From here, Florence feels slightly distant, as if the city is humming beyond the trees. You hear birdsong, a breeze moving through leaves, a few soft footsteps on gravel, the faint sound of water from a fountain somewhere nearby. You close your eyes for a moment. The sun is warm on your face. The bench is firm beneath you. The air smells of greenery, earth, stone, and a little dust warmed by the afternoon. You imagine this moment becoming a memory you can return to. Not a fantasy. A memory in progress. Something your future self might one day say, "I remember sitting in the Boboli Gardens in Florence. I remember the sound of gravel under my feet. I remember the sun through the trees. I remember feeling so calm." You breathe in, and you silently thank the version of you who kept dreaming, the version of you who kept creating, the version of you who believed that even if travel had slipped away before, it did not mean it was gone forever. After resting, you continue through the gardens, walking slowly from one viewpoint to another. From higher places, the city appears between trees and terraces. Terracotta rooftops, church towers, the dome of the Duomo rising above everything like a promise. The afternoon light is softer now. It has shifted from bright gold to something warmer, rounder, more honeyed. You begin making your way back down, leaving the gardens with a quiet fullness inside you. There is still more of Florence to receive. Back in the Oltrarno streets, the afternoon has become gentle and unhurried. You pass small shops, cafes, and open doors. The city seems to be breathing differently now, preparing for evening. Shadows lengthen along the walls. The stone under your feet holds the warmth of the day. You wander without needing every turn to be planned. This is one of the gifts of Florence. Even getting a little lost feels beautiful. A quiet street leads to a tiny square. A tiny square leads to a church. A church leads to a bakery. A bakery window displays cantucci, almond biscuits, golden and crisp. You step inside and buy a small paper bag. The shop smells of sugar, almonds, flour, and something warm from the oven. The paper crinkles softly in your hand as you carry it back into the street. You taste one as you walk. It is crisp, lightly sweet, with the comforting flavor of toasted almond. You smile. A small joy. A travel joy. The kind that does not need to be posted, explained, or turned into anything. Just lived. As the day moves toward evening, you begin the slow climb toward Piazzale Michelangelo. The path rises gently at first, then more steadily. You walk at an easy pace, no pushing, no rushing. With each step, the city drops slightly lower behind you, and the sky opens wider above you. You pass stone walls, trees, small views appearing and disappearing between branches. Your breath becomes a little deeper from the climb. Your legs feel the day in them now. The Duomo, the museum, the river, the gardens, the streets. It is a good tiredness, the kind of tiredness that comes from being fully present. A breeze meets you as you climb higher. It is cooler now, carrying the scent of leaves, stone, and distant food from the city below. When you reach Piazzale Michelangelo, Florence opens before you. Completely, beautifully. The whole city rests below in the evening light. The Arno curves through it like a ribbon of gold. The bridges cross the water one after another. The Duomo rises above the rooftops, its dome warm and calm. The towers and churches and houses all gather together beneath the Tuscan sky, glowing in shades of amber, rose, cream, and terracotta. You find a place to stand, or sit, and you watch. The sun lowers slowly. The city changes color minute by minute. Gold becomes peach. Peach becomes pink. Pink becomes lavender. The windows catch fire for a moment, bright with reflected light, then soften again. Birds move across the sky in small, dark shapes. People around you become quieter, as if everyone understands that this moment asks for stillness. You breathe in, you breathe out, and you let the view enter you. This is Florence at sunset. This is the kind of moment people dream of. And tonight, in this visualization, it is yours. You let yourself feel gratitude before it has even happened. Gratitude for the possibility. Gratitude for your imagination. Gratitude for the version of you who still wants more from life. Not because life is empty, but because beauty is calling. You whisper silently to yourself, I am open to beautiful journeys. I am open to receiving. I am open to standing in places I once only imagined. I am worthy of peaceful travel. I am worthy of wonder. I am worthy of this. The city glows below you, quiet and generous. The sky deepens. The first evening lights appear, tiny golden dots along the river. Warm windows in old buildings. Street lamps beginning to shine. Florence becomes softer now, less like a painting and more like a dream. When you are ready, you walk slowly back down toward the city. The descent feels easier. Your body is pleasantly tired, your mind calm. The evening air brushes against your skin. The stones beneath your shoes are cooler now. You return toward the river, where the Arno reflects the lights of the city. The water is darker, smooth and quiet, holding little trembling lines of gold. You walk beside it for a while. No agenda, just the sound of your steps, the murmur of evening conversations, the occasional laughter from a restaurant terrace, the soft clink of glasses, the faraway hum of a scooter. Florence at night does not feel harsh or crowded in this dream. It feels intimate, like the city has lowered its voice just for you. You choose a small restaurant for dinner, somewhere warm and simple, with candles on the tables and soft light against old walls. Inside, the room smells of olive oil, garlic, herbs, bread, and wine. The lighting is golden and low. People speak quietly over their meals. Plates arrive and leave with gentle rhythm. You sit at a table near the window. Your body is ready to rest. A basket of bread is placed before you. You tear a small piece and taste it with olive oil. The bread is chewy and warm. The oil is rich and grassy. You take a slow sip of water, cool and refreshing. Dinner arrives. Maybe handmade pasta with a silky sauce. Maybe a simple vegetable dish with rosemary and roasted potatoes. maybe a warm bowl of soup, maybe a small plate of pecorino, honey, and figs. Whatever it is, it feels nourishing. You eat slowly. You let the day replay itself in soft images. The first bell in the morning, the Duomo appearing between buildings, coffee foam touching your lips, the violin in the square, the painted rooms of the Uffizi, lunch in the sun, the glitter of gold on Ponte Vecchio, gelato melting on your tongue, the green shade of Boboli Gardens, the city from above at sunset, the Arno at night. You realize something gently. This is what you have been creating with your mind. Not only a trip, a feeling of freedom, a feeling of beauty, a feeling that the world is still open, a feeling that your life can hold more softness than struggle, more wonder than waiting, more arrival than longing. You do not force the thought. You simply let it rest inside you. After dinner, you step outside one last time. The night air is cool and silky. The streets shine faintly under the lamps. Some stones look silver, some gold, some deep gray. The buildings are quiet now, their windows glowing here and there. You walk slowly back toward your room. On the way, you pass the Duomo again. At night, it feels different, quieter, more mysterious. The marble seems almost moonlit, pale and calm. The great dome rises into the dark sky, still watching over the city, still steady, still there. You stand for a final moment in the square. The crowds have thinned. Your breathing is slow. The day has given you everything it promised. You place one hand over your heart, and you let Florence become a seed inside you, a seed of belief, a seed of peace, a seed of possibility. You do not need to know when. You do not need to know how. You only need to keep walking gently toward the life that calls you. The one with open skies, old streets, warm coffee, beautiful views, soft evenings, and moments that remind you that dreams are not foolish. Dreams are directions. You return to your room. The hallway is quiet. The key turns softly. Inside, the bed is waiting, cool and clean and welcoming. You remove your shoes. Your feet are tired in the sweetest way. You wash your face, feeling the cool water against your skin. You change into soft sleep clothes. You let the day fall away from your body, but not from your heart. You open the window just a little. Florence breathes outside. Distant voices, a soft motor passing far below. A faint bell, the hush of night. You slip beneath the sheets. The pillow welcomes your head. Your body sinks into the mattress. Your legs release. Your shoulders soften. Your hands unclench. Your face relaxes. And in the quiet, the images return, one by one, slower now, dreamier now. The Duomo in morning gold, the taste of cappuccino, the sound of violin strings, the hush of painted rooms, the river shining under the bridge, the gravel path in the gardens, the sunset from Piazzale Michelangelo, the lights trembling on the Arno. Each image becomes softer, farther away, like lanterns floating gently down a river. You breathe in and breathe out. Florence is still there, waiting, holding its beauty, holding its light, holding a place for you. And as you drift deeper, you allow yourself to believe that one day your feet may touch those stones, your hands may hold that warm cup, Your eyes may see that sunset, and your heart may whisper, I made it. I am here. Until then, you can rest. You can dream. You can let the journey come closer in the quiet, slowly, softly, naturally. The city fades into sleep. The river keeps moving. The bells rest. The rooftops glow beneath the moon. And you are safe. You are calm. You are open. You are worthy of beautiful places. You are worthy of peaceful journeys. You are worthy of dreams that become real. So rest now. Let Florence hold the night for you. Let the golden city become quiet around you. Let the river carry every worry away. And let yourself drift, deeper, softer, lighter, into sleep.